Hopefully it's all going to go well.
Michael, I have no idea how to answer any of these questions.
Me? Was I not going to... You could have warned me of the question. I thought it was just going to be like, how old are you?
Have we answered one of your questions properly yet?
Can I go?
Do I look like a man who's quite frankly a bit uncomfortable on the chair? I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask me what kind of biscuit I'd like to do?
Right, for any of you that don't know, sheep is a bum.
No, like, without the chair.
Maybe I should be like... It's crap!
You should ask, like, if you could be any animal, what would you be?
Oh, am I like this in the wrong way?
What kind of biscuit would I be? What a stupid question, Michael. We're trying to take these vlogs seriously.
Well, that's true.
You can't get enough.
Today is the first day of our tour. Our UK tour is so incredible.
Too busy earning. You can't get enough.
To be fair, that's a pretty good question.
Yeah.
You know, just sharing your music with people is why we do this.
On an album, this is the best possible sound we can make. And so then when you share it with people, it's a lot more special.
Such fun, cool, good music that I think is different to other a cappella that I've heard. Is what it's all about, really.
Being able to play it back to my family and my friends is going to be insane.
We've come on so far, and having this album will just be an amazing way to remember an incredible year.
What preparation went into the album? Oh, for the group, a lot more than for me.
Years worth of rehearsals and tour and Fringe, especially. Obviously, everything you get so used to singing the songs at Fringe, and Fringe was only a couple of weeks ago, so it's all still fresh in our minds.
Yeah, I mean, it was a substantial amount of work, mainly from Erin.
I always say, like, our aim is to entertain. Let's have people leaving our shows like, wow, like, that was so cool, or I really felt that, or I really enjoyed that.
And hopefully, the album will be able to do the same thing.
It's a journey, isn't it? And if we can take people on that journey, then we've done a job with this album.
Yeah.
Everyone has basically devoted their entire year to this. My favourite track of the album, I think I have to say Busy Earnin.
It's been busy, 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 busy. No.
Busy Earnin because it's just an absolute jam.
Busy, like, as a track, is just so much fun. Like, when we're performing it, we're doing it as the opener of our tour set, and it was always kind of the one which, like, brings the energy, and it's like, because it's the opener, it's the one which sets the mood.
Every time we had a gig, we would sing Busy Earnin before we went on to get us hyped, and it just gives me so much energy singing it.
Just, it's such an epic anthem. It's crazy. And it's going to start the album off in such a good way. I just can't wait to hear it properly recorded.
Honestly, I got a message on Instagram saying, when is this going to be produced? Do you have an actual recording of it? And I was like, well, we're actually recording it for an album. And it's so different. Like, you don't go on your Spotify or Apple Music and see Busy Earnin cover, do you?
I really, really wanted Erin to do it in the first place. She already loved the song Red Jungle. It's probably my favourite song in the world. She arranged it, and I just couldn't have asked for a better a cappella version of my favourite song.
The fact that we've got to a stage where I think we all love performing and we all love getting into it, you know, that just translates, and it doesn't matter what actual moves we're doing, just the fact that you're watching 15 people on stage who just love it.
The way it builds, I think that build at the beginning, you know, when we all like strip back the parts, start with the bass, bringing all the different bits. It does fill you with a sense of excitement, anticipation, like nothing else.
Honestly, that lip roll at the end of Busy Earnin, like, you can't get enough, or whatever the noise is. Like, come on.
You can't get enough.
Busy Earnin?
Busy Earnin, can't get enough.
I was busy thinking about boys.
Well, I've just recorded Boys, and for me that one, I just love that.
The best thing about Maisie is she always just puts a smile on your face.
Sassy and cool, Queen Maisie. Da, da, da. It's so good. It's so good. I think it's going to add a lot of fun to the album.
The Diet Coke can! as I was falling asleep one night, I remembered the start of the 1975's Girls starts with a Coke. It doesn't need to be Coke, but I love Coke. It's a beer opening, basically, like a tin opening. It's not a tin, a can. And yesterday, I just messaged Maisie. I had a Diet Coke in my hand, and I was like, shall we? So, at the top of the 1975's Girls, they have a Coke can. Michael, play the start of Girls. He's going to play it in the vlog. Okay, so that, right? That's our inspo. I don't know, I just thought we should have a tribute to Girls.
Erin's burp was not like an intentional recording. So after we recorded the fateful Diet Coke can, yeah, she obviously just drank it because she loves a Diet Coke. Within like about 3 takes, with just like a fairly generous belt. Okay, so can you try like the other one?
Yeah.
Another one. And I'm gonna like jam it up so we can like get the fizzing at the end.
And we would never be able to do that on stage. Like, imagine at Fringe, like, hold on 1 wee second here. Like,
Well, my favourite bit in that whole song is the bit where we go, and then go. Oh, that bit is just, I love that bit.
I think a lot of people know us for our big group numbers, like I Wouldn't Be, Punching in a Dream, the big slow songs that everyone feels very emotional about by the end. I feel like having a song like Boys on the album can really show the full scale of what we are.
sounds so good. Oh, beer can, you did so well.
Look at the throw go. That is so nice.
I've been working this entire time, so I went to bed at 2 a.m, came in, recorded a scratch solo at 9, and then spent a whole day not singing, and then in the evening went to lay down my scratch solo, and I can remember listening to it and just being like, amazed by how good everyone sounded. But then last night being able to like add that energy in, and it's just, I think it shows how much we all like bounce off of each other.
How does that sound?
Yeah.
Johnny.
That's where we're at.
Johnny.
That's pretty much where we're at.
Johnny, how do you feel about this?
I'm delighted. I can say this is honestly a first.
On our tour, it was the second song. On the album, I think it's going to be the second song as well. It's such a fun number to be a part of on stage, and it's going to be a really fun part of the album as well.
Is it just our bodies? Are we both losing our
Are you scared to be lonely, Johnny?
It was Scared to Be Lonely the other day, was really good fun. I've never really thought about it in the way that I know that the song is clearly
Lyrically.
about you're with someone for the point of you can't not be with someone. If for me it's just like, oh, it's a bit of a bop.
I think probably Scared to Be Lonely gets me. Like Lydia is so expressive with the solo. The rhythm section has a great time. You must love that one, of course. And I got to put some fun delays and fun like effects on it. It's like quite a touching song, despite also being like very sort of drummy, which is like a nice blend of things.
When we were doing Scared to Be Lonely, I was one of the like last people to like do the like add my bit in, and it sounded so good.
Yeah.
I was like that when I was
It's
recording. I was like,
so
this is so
excited.
good. Yeah.
It hasn't been mixed and edited, but you could kind of pass that off as being like the finished product. So it's just good that it's going to be way better when it's all been.
It's
mixed
good that it
together.
doesn't need much to change it, you know.
Yeah, it's already this high. It's good to get it this high.
The best thing about Lydia is she is very talented but very humble about it. From the first time I did it, I was so rubbish. Like I had no like. I was all like, I was really like, and I feel like I'm more confident with it now. I don't know if it's humble. She just doesn't know how good she is. Like, just wait till you hear Scared to Be Lonely. My lord, it's gonna change lives. She sounds incredible.
Thanks, Maisie.
There's a big bit on Scared to Be Lonely, you know, just before the drop. Classic dum dum gap.
I think I might throw some other things in. We might try. We're gonna try and mix up a bit, like maybe a few little notes. But I love like the climax, the bit where it goes high. I mean, like.
Yeah, it is crazy when you listen to albums on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever. I would never picture it being recorded in someone's like dudesy bedroom with blankets.
Yeah, not bad. Your laptop is louder.
Yep. Covering up the road noise and a chair holding up a microphone.
As a beatboxer, the weird thing about recording is that I start very early in the day, and it's kind of a horrible feeling because I realise I've been doing it the wrong speed all year.
It's so different recording. When you're on stage and you're performing, you just feel like you're on cloud nine. And then when you're in a room in front of a microphone by yourself in your unicorn pajama bottoms, suddenly it's not the same.
Hearing yourself.
Oh, no, that's not weird. That's just disgusting. I hate it.
Like
You, not me.
Yeah, I love recording.
Like when you wear them headphones and you're like, you feel like Beyonce.
You feel legit.
I rely a lot on
everyone else.
what everyone else is singing.
You think you know your part off by heart, and then suddenly you have to sing it without hearing everybody else.
This weekend's gone pretty smoothly, actually. It's been really good working with Erin. Like, both of us have been in different rooms doing different tracks.
I am with the wonderful Johnny Stewart, helping him record. I just got to make sure he behaves and doesn't muck it up.
Solo tracking is difficult because that sort of paradigm of how much can you push someone and what are their comfortable bounds, especially with emotional songs. Sometimes it's actually best to not talk about it at all and to just sing it the way you would sing it.
Like punching in a dream, breathing life into my nightmare.
Punching's tough. Like, punching is tough to sing.
Punching's a really emotional song. I feel like it means something very different to all of us.
The thing that's kind of special about it is it's something that you can put your own meaning to it. Everyone can.
But yet we're kind of all very much in the same place when we do it.
When I was recording Punching, I was doing what I did on stage where my eyes were completely shut the whole time.
We all recorded it with our eyes closed. So you felt exactly how you would if you were on stage.
It's very powerful. Like, it's powerful in the complete opposite way to Busy is powerful.
Wait, I don't ever wanna be here.
As well, I was later in the day, so I had the other parts behind me, so I felt like I was singing it like I was on stage.
Yeah, totally.
I felt it the same.
I just think punching is beautiful. Like, anytime I listen to it, even the MIDI file, which we practice with, just the harmonies make me melt.
From like recording it yesterday, it already sounds incredible.
Personally, I've always loved kind of like slower emotional songs, because even when I get into kind of like dark places, I feel like once you can kind of, if you can listen to a song, it helps relieve things.
Erin and Alex and Maisie all sing so beautifully, and yeah, I think it's got a real potential to like impact a lot of people.
As for its like place on the album, it was such a central song within our tour. Like, because we were doing our tour around the whole mental health and awareness side of things, it seems like it's such an important song to have on the album.
Being able to record Punching in a Dream with Erin, who is our musical director, is the soloist, like one of the soloists on the song. She has a very emotional rooting within it, and so when we were recording, she was always reminding everyone about the emotion behind it, which I think means that actually when it comes across on recording, that emotion will still be there because that raw emotion was never lost because Erin was there reminding us of it when we were recording. Yeah. I think it's going to be an amazing, like, shining moment on the album.
Breathing life into my nightmare. Life at the sea.
My favourite bit to record would be the start of Midnight, just because it is so difficult to do live, and I love the challenge of it, but I also know that bit was like more designed for a recording than it was to be sung live, and it's just going to sound so good once it's recorded.
Favorite track's probably, it's not yet, but it will be Midnight, just because I know it's going to sound absolutely amazing, like professionally recorded.
Midnight is that's going to be a really interesting one.
It's one of our weirdest songs, I would say, as well as one of our best.
It's a bit you're sat there like, what is this? Midnight was originally written to be part of our Voice Festival UK competition set. However, when writing it, I really thought that it would lend itself well to a lot of electronic manipulation, so much so that it's turned into just like an absolute experiment at this stage.
Midnight's going to be one of the first tracks that Aquapella does that has a lot more After Effects added to it.
All the songs we've done these past 2 weekends of recording have all been so different, and each one has sounded so different at the end of it. I feel like when we heard Midnight back before it was mastered, it already sounds incredible.
That's mad.
And I think it can only get better from there.
Lydia, what's the bit you're really excited for in Midnight? Don't Let Me Fall. The bit.
Oh, yes!
It's a very technical piece. Georgia, the soloist, gives it loads of meaning in terms of maybe I love you, maybe I need you, and then it has all these like weird things going on, and it's like, what is this? And it sort of represents confusion, I think.
And there's those of weird bits that are going to stand out in the album as being weird.
Me and Georgia changed up so much of the actual melody, which I love, and I think that adds so much more personality to it.
I think Michael had done some crazy... The section in Midnight, which is verse 2,
Yeah.
where it's just loads of random
Glug,
stuff.
glug, glug.
Yeah.
And all of
Oh
that.
yeah, the glug glug glug.
Get Michael to make all the sounds. Obviously, I'm a little bit self-indulgent because it's got a lot of cool beatboxing tricks in it. So I'm really happy with having those in Midnight. There's lots of click rolls in Midnight. It's got a big lip roll slide up, which makes me very happy every time I hear it. I'm going to call him Joseph. Keep an eye out for Joseph in Midnight.
You know, hearing Georgia sing something, she sings it amazingly. She's only done like the scratch solo to begin with, but she's going to be recording later on today, and I can't wait to finish the Heard article. I can't wait to hear the finished article.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Only because it's never reached its potential live, but having it recorded, even without it being edited or mixed or anything, it sounds so good.
What was the question about?
I've got one.
Oh, sheep, hit me up.
Do you want a Papa John's tonight?
I think the most important thing about this album is that I could really go for a Papa John's tonight.
My favourite part of the recording weekends is that we're all here, all together for the entire weekend.
The recording's alright, it's fun, but like at the end of the day, I'm here to see my crew.
You know, friendship really bonds the group musically.
Friends who let me fly and help me land. And it just, the actual...
My favourite part about the recording weekend so far has just been seeing everyone. We haven't seen each other for a few weeks now, since Fringe, and it's just great to see everyone in one space. You know, chilling out, playing games, but also recording some stuff.
Yeah, it was good, it was good.
That was good.
It was good.
Last time we had a recording weekend, I came, recorded my thing and went home because I was like revising and stuff, and it's just like I didn't enjoy it. Whereas this one, I feel like we're all going to be like around, like sticking around, having fun. Like it's 2 weekends. Like I don't know, I think it's going to be fun.
All cooked meals together.
This weekend was recording weekend number 1 for the album. There will be many more to come. We've done 3 tracks now, and we're really proud so far.
And then hopefully at the end of the weekend getting a cheeky listen to what we've managed to do.
Although it's the raw version of a track, it still sounds so good. And for someone to hear as like a group member what their sort of half an hour recording session in a room with like a click track has contributed to, it's a pretty awe-inspiring experience. Reflecting on it, listening back to it, and thinking, yeah, we did something pretty good today. And that's definitely rewarding.
I think my favourite song we've ever done is You Matter to Me.
Actually, yeah.
You asked me to pick a weird one because we recorded it in 2017. It was bonfire night because there were fireworks going off everywhere, and I had to sing it with a blow up mattress. Johnny Stewart had to like create a barrier around me because of the fireworks outside. But then we re-recorded the solos September 2018. It's like a year later.
You know when you just hear a new song for the first time and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Musically, I think it might always be my favourite.
That was perfect. That was like the first song that I like learnt with Aquapella.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously when I came in like last year for Fringe, like
We
all,
knew the songs,
yeah, everyone,
yeah.
and that was the one song that we all sat down together. And I can remember sitting in like the first rehearsal and Erin being like, "You're all rubbish."
We hadn't had anything like that in our repertoire up until that point, and it was just so beautiful, and I love Sarah Bareilles so much. Such a special song, and I feel like it was weirdly like in our repertoire for quite a long time.
I feel like it's really been on an evolutionary journey, you know?
Like
Yeah.
Fringe in my first year, and then also carried through to tour. And I think it changed because I sang it with Ben first, who's on the album, and I've also sung it with Michael, who did it throughout our O&B tour. And it was just such a special song.
It resonates with audiences because it's like it's sort of like love in its simplest form, where it's not necessarily romantic. Like in the context of the song in Waitress the musical, it could be taken as romantic, but it's not necessarily. It's more about just like saying to someone else, "Hey, you're in a bad place, but that's okay because you're important, and so I'm going to be here, even though you're in this bad place."
I wouldn't be who I am without you.
What song means the most to you, Lydia?
I wouldn't be.
Yeah, Punching I Wouldn't Be, I'd like, the only word to describe them is beautiful. We're doing it very free, so we're going based off of a live performance we did, and then we've matched the click track to every little bit of that. So it's really weird to record, and you kind of have to switch off the part of your brain that deals with tempo. Ollie started the day on I Wouldn't Be. Ollie's just a champion, that's how he
I was the first person going in and recording, and it was like
That is hard.
There's basically nothing else there.
So like everyone is the solo and I Wouldn't Be. Put as much feeling as you can into this.
Because the whole song is about singing together, it makes it quite difficult to record parts separately. So, I mean, that is the reason later on we're going to be recording the last verse as a group.
My favourite line in I Wouldn't Be is definitely, without a doubt, the line that goes, and all the imperfections on my skin. It goes into full harmony. When I went to watch Fringe and I watched people singing that line, it just really got me.
The whole build-up
Yeah.
finishes with Emma or Georgia doing the final top B flat, and then it just cuts to nothing. That's a pretty cool
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
That is going to be interesting to see how it sounds on an album, like recorded rather than live, because it's like one of those moments where it just cuts off completely, and it's a nice moment.
It's so much about raw feels and emotion, the authenticity of expression, and I Wouldn't Be. Yeah, it's a perfect way to like to sort of summarize the album, summarize the tour.
People were crying and punching because it was so sad and like hopeless, through to a point where people were crying again, but just because you could see how much.
So the emotional connections and like see
Yeah.
what everything like the group means to each other.
Yeah.
What family and friends mean to everyone. Tie everything together. Like take people on a journey from one place to another place entirely.
2017 is going to a close.
Shut up.
No, it's 2018.
It's September. We've just recorded 5 tracks, and the album is hopefully coming out next June. And we have at least 6 more songs that we're going to do in the coming year that are going to be on the album.
It's been so long since we've learnt new
Yeah.
music. We've just been singing the same songs for the whole year. It feels like it'd be so refreshing to
Can't
learn
wait
some
to
new
learn
stuff.
new stuff, and then see what else happens in the year.
You know, it's gonna have new people next year. It's gonna be
New people, new songs, new ideas,
new vibes.
new vibes.
We have spent a full year coming up with the backbone of this album. We haven't even fleshed it out yet. It's the 9th of September right now. We haven't half of our album doesn't exist. Like, I mean, it doesn't even exist on paper. There's no music yet. Like, it's crazy. And we have 6 tracks recorded. Like, and I haven't really thought about like filling gaps or anything. I've more just thought about like advancing it. Like, how can we get better? how can we do better music.
Each song will by itself be phenomenal, but going through them will hopefully make them even more special.
It's scary that there's no connection between those two worlds at all yet, because we haven't even started rehearsing. But no, it's going to be such a fun journey. Like, this year is just going to be so much fun. And I love that this is just the start of it.